Cool. I think I'm going. Okay. What is up, guys? Jenna Puzio here, founder of FillYourBooks.com, and I am here with Jacqueline. She is one of our amazing clients. She's an amazing business owner herself, and I wanted to take the time to feature kind of her journey and her growth because it really has been fun to watch. So I'd love for you to be able to share it. But let's start with the easy stuff. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and your business.
Yes, so my name's Jacqueline Rodriguez, and I'm excited to chat with you about all the things. I'm in Virginia, in a tiny little town outside of DC, and been in business. Well, I own a holistic, sustainable salon for the last going on 13 years now.
Awesome. Good for you.
Thank you. And it's been amazing and fun and also like really hard at times. And as you know, with all of the different things in the industry and how much it's changed, um, it can be a wild ride, but super passionate about it. I started the whole clean journey and sustainability 13 years ago, and it has evolved, and now I
Yeah.
even coach other salons on how to do that because it's such a passion of mine.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
no, I
whole
totally get it. One of my mentors actually developed like an overexposure allergy to propylene glycol. This was years ago, like when I was still kind of when I first got my license. And that was the thing. I've always been interested in the whole field. And that was the thing that kind of made me interested. She was in the industry for however many years. She was like 10, 15 years older than me. And I was like, huh. And, so that anyway, I just want to say I totally love the perspective and I get the whole process of like being safe as stylists and safe for the clients too, right? So the fact that we were able to get all those new clients into you guys to be able to experience such a different take on salon atmosphere and environment, I think is really cool. So tell us a bit more about, 'cause you've been in business for 13 years and you've been with Fill Your Books for about 4 months now.
Mhm.
So tell us kind of where you were at 4 months ago and what led to you wanting to invest in some sort of marketing solution.
Yeah, so all the changes in the industry, like I pride myself in being able to stop, pivot, change things around as needed. I'm not married to any like one solution other than being married to the clean and sustainable, like our
Sure.
vision and our values. But as far as everything else, like I think as salon owners, we really do have to learn how to pivot.
Yeah.
And I've been in the industry for 26 years, a long time. And things were so different then. And then when I opened my salon, totally different in how you market your business.
Yeah.
And honestly, I had never run an ad for my salon until I came to Fill Your Books. Never run an ad. I might have like boosted a post here and there,
Sure.
but I truly didn't need to. We were busy. And the reason I decided to move forward with running ads and being a part of Fill Your Books was I'm ready to expand. I wanted to bring on body stuff, estheticians. I'm looking for stylists
Yeah.
as well as new clients. And I had heard, even in the small town, like, I don't know, there's 30, I want to say 30 salons within like stone throw,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
right here. We all do totally different things, like, and nobody really does what I do. But I had heard from plenty of clients when I'm out networking and talking to people, like, oh, I didn't know you were there. And I'm like, son of
I
a,
don't-
what the hell?
I
All I do is
know.
talk all day about it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's so true. It's so funny. The amount of salon owners who come to me saying that, where it's like, we've been in business for 20 years, 10 years, 15 plus years. And they're like, we still feel like, they realize they haven't even scratched the surface of
Yeah,
who knows who they are. And honestly, you are kind of the perfect, like, you're our ideal client in the sense of you've been in business, you do a great service, like, your retention is good, your word of mouth, let's call it, like, you didn't have to
yeah,
run advertising because the word of mouth was just so good, but you realize you get to a point where that's limiting, right? It kind of puts you in this box where it's like you're living in a fishbowl when really there's a whole ocean around you,
for
right?
sure.
And
Yeah.
put it into great perspective, it's not just your area. I can guarantee you, anywhere in the country, there's about 30 salons within a stone's throw, right?
Yeah.
And it's not about that being competition or a bad thing or whatever, but it's realizing that there's enough people for everybody, you know? Even if you, whether you live in a place, in a city where there's 1 million people, or you live in a city where there's 15,000 people, if you think about that at the grand scale of things, you need a 0.5% of that to get a successful business when you think about lifetime value of a client, right? It's not just
Mhm.
about bringing in the in for a first visit. It's about how much is this person going to be worth to me over the course of 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, you know?
And it's keeping those relationships. I mean, we all know that our clients, we do build these relationships.
Yeah,
And there's something to be said about that because you're not just, I mean, for us, I
yeah,
know and have worked for salons where it's like all about just getting the client in and out.
yeah,
We don't run that way. And our relationships and what we teach and how we treat our clients is very different. And it is more about that longevity and helping them get to a longer term goal.
yeah,
But when you are looking at those numbers, and there are so many people around here, and there are so many salons all around, like you said, it's not competition at all. And there's nothing better than being able to get your name out there more and more and be known for something different.
yes,
That's where I think the true magic is, where you run ads and you craft that message and you really start to hone in on what that ethos is
yeah,
and how you attract the right clients to come to you that create that relationship and that longevity for
yeah,
both the client and for the salon.
yeah, 100%. I always tell people when you break it down to its simplest form, because we run ads on Meta, right? It's Facebook and it's Instagram. All we're trying to do is get more people in your local area seeing your name. If you were to just launch and not manage anything, which is not the smart thing that we recommend doing, but if you were to do that and you just had more people seeing your name for a year, you would inevitably grow. Wouldn't be fast, but it was like all it takes is more people seeing your name. But when you couple it with a really great sales process, which is something you guys are really good at, and we work with other clients on, right? If you work at your retention, your guest experience, the way that you communicate with them, you are going to grow at a really great speed, which I was just looking at. We were looking at some of our reporting and stuff for your guys specifically. And over the course of these 4 months, based on your ad spend, I mean, you were just under a 4-to-1 return on your ad spend, which is huge. That is just on first time client, first
Yeah,
appointment, no retention, which I mean is awesome.
it really is. I got the numbers, I think last week, and I was
Yeah.
looking at everything and putting all the numbers together. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I mean, because you're in the day to day of it, right? So
Right.
I'm running it, trying to do all of the different things. So, like, I look at the numbers, but it also sometimes, you got to see that from first start till
Yeah.
4 months, we're almost at the 4 month mark.
Yeah.
That's pretty darn good. And we have gotten a lot of new clients. Like, our
Yeah.
numbers, um, almost tripled from last year because we got new clients. Like, we had a good
Yeah.
process, good word of mouth. We would bring in quite a bit of clients just normally,
Yeah.
and it almost tripled.
That's it gives me goosebumps just thinking about it because again, that compounded effect of like that was just on the front end. Now think about when those people come back for the second appointment, refer a friend, leave a review even, because if they leave a positive Google review, what do you think all those other people who haven't booked an appointment but are seeing your ads are doing? They're Googling you, they're reading those, right? Like it's all an ecosystem that works together. And what I'm curious to know is like you said, you never ran ads before. Um, I always like to touch on because whenever I talk about results like this, it can always seem like the easy button. Like it's like, oh, great. All I have to do, they set up the ads, boom, done. It's great. But there's a little bit more involved to it. So I guess speak to that a little bit. What was it like coming into something that you knew nothing about? Was it easy to understand as you went through the like just kind of talk about the process a little bit in the beginning.
Course. So for me, I will preface this with I also have had lots of coaching. I
Yeah,
am a coach. I had systems set up, I had processes. I had already done a lot of the heavy lifting to be ready
right.
for ads. If I would have done this running ads, I don't know, five, six, longer, like 6 or 10 years ago, I would not have been prepared for it. So it would not have been the easy button.
Yeah.
It would not have been. It would have been very hard and
Yeah.
a lot of failure there.
Yeah.
So coming in and working with you as a team, and the reason I chose to, instead of just figure it out on my own, to work with a team is because I was ready and I had systems set up for it. But I
Yeah.
will say what I liked about your system is that if someone didn't already have a lot of systems and they didn't know what to do, you had all of that information to help them build that out so that they are ready for the ads to actually work for them and
Yeah.
tweak things. I mean, that was the best experience is we got all the stuff together. I told you what we do, I got you all of the content and everything, but
Hmm.
then I didn't have to constantly hover over it and look to see, is this working? Is this not? What do I do? Because I
Yeah.
don't know. And I
Yeah.
didn't want to do that.
Yeah. That's why we're here, right?
Exactly, exactly. But so many people try to do ads on their own.
Yeah.
Um, and I had looked into it a few years ago and I was like, okay, I can do this. And then
Yeah.
I was like, no, I cannot. So I'm just not.
Yeah, no, and realistically, my vision, selfishly, with filler books and what it's grown into is I've always been in it for people, right? If I can help you who has, let's say, 10 stylists, right? And I can bring those 10 stylists more clients, they make more money. Like the reach is just huge, right? But if I can take the load off of salon owners of marketing, almost like stepping in as a CMO, right? Like it's like, hey, we'll take care of the marketing for you so that you can take care of the systems and processes within the salon, the environment that you're creating, leading a team, being a manager for them, making sure that retention is on par, right? All of the things that you should be focusing on as an owner. And then being able to, it's almost like you get to outsource the whole like front end engine of bringing in the clients so you can do what you love, which is the phrase I hear people say, oh, that I just want to do hair and go home. I just want to be a salon owner. And it's like, now you kind of have the opportunity to do that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I signed up because I was at a point where I didn't want to have to figure it out on my own. Um, I tried doing, a lot of things on just figuring it out myself. I have learned over the years that getting support, getting coaching, and not trying to reinvent the wheel is 1000% worth the investment. And then there isn't a lot of those hiccups. I mean, I'm not going to say there's no hiccups, right? We had some really great successes with
Yeah.
our ads, and they did phenomenal. And then, that just makes everything easier. But not having to stress about it and do it all on your own because now as a salon owner and as a stylist you
Yeah.
have to learn and be so much more than you did 26 years ago. Like you didn't
100%.
just do hair.
Yeah.
Now you got to be a photographer, videographer, marketer, I
Yeah.
mean the whole thing, and it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So
No, that's
it's just
awesome.
a great process.
If you were to, if someone's watching this, they're thinking about fill your books, they're thinking about joining, would you recommend our services to them or a friend?
Yes, don't wait, run. No,
Awesome.
if especially like if you are ready to like pull away from that type of marketing and you don't want to take the time because you are going to either take all the time and less money or you're going to take more money, less time.
Yeah.
My suggestion would be more money, less time.
Yes. No, I always like to say there's two valuable assets in life, money and time. And you can't, there's always going to be one of them. It's just picking or choosing your battle.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for sharing some of your insight. Shout yourself out. Where can people go find you, follow you, all the things?
Yes, I'm on Instagram. That's why I love, spending my time there. We have one for the salon at Enlightened Styles. And then if like to talk to me personally, it's on Clean Beauty Biz Coach on Instagram. And I'm always there answering DMs. I love that place.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, definitely check out everything they have to offer over there. And if you have any questions about For Your Books, please feel free to go to fillyourbooks.com. Go to my Instagram at Jenna Puzio Hair, send me a DM. Happy to chat with you. But hopefully, me and Jacqueline will see you on the inside.
Yes.
Thanks for doing this, Jacqueline.
Thank you.